to do that. Bobby Ritter getting shut down pretty effectively. I expect to actually see them come out and test it with Ritter a little bit. I'd expect a long run from him coming up pretty soon.
You know, I apologize. You should have tapped me on the shoulder earlier. Throw the headsets over to this guy. All right. Put the headsets on. You got to help me out. Introduce yourself here.
I'm John Winslow. I play for
John Winslow. Unbelievable. Honor Valley football. Hey, you guys are on a roll right now, and obviously we were talking about everybody. Don't go away, because we can work this like they do in Major League Baseball. We can talk while we watch. Is that all right with you, Biarki? Don't go away, because we need you to help spot. Hey, so great season so far. Talk a little bit about your game and who you're playing tomorrow, so you can fill everybody in, John.
We play Windsor tomorrow at our place at Otter Valley at 1 o'clock, and it should be a good matchup. We haven't seen each other yet in the regular season, and it's highly anticipated. Our team's fired up to play, and I can imagine they are too.
You guys have had a phenomenal season, and Carson and Larry and Winslow are a dynamic duo, but talk about some of the other guys that are on your team that have a great season as well.
Well, our offensive line really is someone we really have to, put all the blame for our success for the season, because they're really opening up the holes for Carson, and when I drop back to pass, I get plenty of time to throw the ball. So, I mean, they're really where it comes from, and receivers also have stepped up as well.
We're with John Winslow, Otter Valley football. Love it. Good thing. Great. I talked to Mr. Avery to get the message on. I'm sorry you didn't tap me on the shoulder early. Certainly, the season that you've had, you guys have scored a bushel of points, and you got to go back to week one. You score 43 points and stumble a little bit against Fairhaven, but hey, you guys have put the points on the board, but you got to keep the defense have done a great job as well.
Right. That's one thing we knew we had to step up in the first 2 weeks, because in the first 3 games we had more than 40 points, and we just realized we couldn't do that, so we made some adjustments on defense, and so far it's paid off for us, and hopefully it pays off the rest of the way.
So what do you know about tomorrow's opponent, John?
We know they have 3 good running backs, I should say, and they do have the ability to pass. So I mean, they're going to be unpredictable, and I think if we just stick to our assignments, I think we could have the edge on that game.
All right, don't go anywhere. Biarki's going to hang out over there. You're going to help me for a second.
All right.
And who's your partner you brought with you?
This is my friend, Ben Lones.
All right, so hang on. John Winslow from Otter Valley is hanging out with us. We're going to make this like Major League Baseball, where we have the superstars in the booth. Oh, kind of a squib kick. It's picked up there by the Tigers. A little bit of a confusion on the reception, and the Tigers get the ball first and 10 at the 42. On that was Fisher for Middlebury. It'll be first and 10 at the 42. So you're looking to get tomorrow's game. Who else is playing in the other semifinal tomorrow?
BFA Fairfax along with Mount Abe. We played Fairfax earlier on this year, and it was a shootout. The score ended up being about 56 to 48 or something like that, something crazy. And they're a solid opponent, and Mount Abe we haven't seen as well, but they are good too.
All right, it's a handoff to Ritter, getting the ball up over the 45 to the 48-yard line. A pickup of about 6 on the play, and certainly Mount Abe, a little bit of a surprise getting in there and getting a semifinal bid, but good for them. Hang on just a second. Let's call the play here first. Just underway in the second half. It is Dave Sears, John Winslow, Biarki Sears in the background, Hathaway. It is gotten by Fisher. Fisher stumbles and bumbles inside the 43-yard line. A pickup of about 11 on the play, so it'll be a first down for the Tigers. Yeah, Mount Abe, you hadn't seen them, and of course the departure of their coach, that's always a tough deal, but hey, great win for them last week.
Right, it's props to them. It's hard when your head coach goes down, and I mean, to pull off the upset on the road is just something really impressive.
Robinson with the ball around the left side, pitches it to Ritter. Ritter gets a little more yardage down to the 33 with a flag on the play. And all night long, you watch this game, a lot of extracurricular going on out there, John.
Right, sometimes things do get chippy when the score starts to run up, but I mean, Middlebury's doing a heck of a job with keeping their heads and sort of avoiding personal fouls.
All right, we're going to check and see. They're going to pace off or look at the penalty. And you've had a great group, and I want you to name drop some of the other people, because obviously, John Winslow, you've had a great group of linemen that have helped you. Who are some of those folks, if you want to kind of drop their names in?
Like the center, Tyler Allen, the two guards, MJ Dennis and Adam Sherwood, along with the tackles, Hunter Birchmore and Trevor Peduto, and along with, Jeremy Frazier. We've had some injuries up front, and he's really stepped up to help us. So,
hang on just a second. That was an illegal forward pass, by the way. That's what the call was, because Robinson kind of pushed it ahead. He was beyond the line of scrimmage. Loss of a down, by the way. So I have got to do 2 and... All right, so I think I got that figured out. Loss of a down, so it'll be second down and 8. Ball at the 43-yard line. 11:08 left here in the third quarter. 21-0. Hand off is right into the center of the line. That was to Fisher. Not much going on there, so it is going to be third down and 7 at the 38. John Winslow. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other folks. You were talking, going right down the line there, and some of the folks that really made some big holes for you this year. Some other players.
Well, of course, those 6 linemen, and the receivers have stepped up as well, along with Joey Scarborough and Will Ross, Derek Bissett, and Robertus Nielsen, who stepped in for his brother, actually, who got hurt early on in the season by breaking his collarbone. So those guys are really where it steps up in the passing game. So those guys have been essential to our success so far.
Hand off to Fisher, and you certainly had a great year. And speaking of receivers, those guys have really made it. And be honest, made you look good because they got some great hands, right, John?
That's for sure.
You're kind of underselling the product there, but that's really the bottom line, isn't it?
Definitely. It all starts with them. Really, all I do is throw it. They have to do the work. So
you do have to read. Fourth down, the Tigers on the keeper. Robinson up the middle down to the 32. He looks like he may have forward progress. And that'll be... Looks like a couple of yards and a first down. So, John Winslow, before I let you go, let's analyze this game a little bit. Since you're in the hot seat and got the color commentator headphones on, what do you think of this game, first half and so on? What do you think?
It's impressive. Colchester actually in the first quarter had a spark going there. They, forced Middlebury to punt, but Middlebury hasn't really had their backs against the wall yet, and I think Colchester's sort of starting to pick it up here in the third quarter, and kind of hoping to give Middlebury a run for their money.
So you are looking, once again, your opponent again tomorrow. Remind everybody again, I remembered who you told me, but just remind everybody what time and who you're playing.
We were playing the Windsor tomorrow at Otter Valley at 1 o'clock.
What's Windsor's record, do you remember?
Windsor is 7-2. So
it should be a great contest.
It should be a good contest, yes.
So get there early, and I'm sorry, I am on assignment tomorrow. I have another game I have to announce, so I will not be there, but John Winslow will be looking from afar, and here's hoping we bump into each other next week. Hint, hint. I'm a very superstitious announcer, but is that a great insinuation or what?
Yes, it is. I appreciate it.
And I will be one of the first to come down and see you. So how's that sound? All right, hang on. One more play here. We're going to hand those headsets back over to Bjarke. Hand off to the left side of the line. It is going down inside the 25-yard line, and it is Fisher. You can do this, right? You can write all the stats down and do play-by-play. You good on that next time?
I don't know. I can't say that.
All right, John Winslow, thanks for stopping by, and hand those back to Bjarke. Thanks for coming to us, and thanks for having some fun up here with us.
Thank you.
All right, a 6-yard pickup for Fisher. And, hey, that was kind of fun.
That was.
A little something different. Didn't mean to take you away.
No problem.
And it is a handoff to the left side of the line, down inside the 22-yard line. That was kind of fun. I kind of had mentioned it earlier in the week, but I never really followed up on it. But John Winslow stopping by Otter Valley, playing Windsor tomorrow.
So a couple observations here from when you were gone. Certainly the Tigers, although they are moving the ball along, it hasn't been an entirely smooth process, as we saw certainly from Austin's penalty and things like that. I just have to say, I was sitting in another section.